Today's Wednesday, September 15th, and here's today's top news. The Republican candidate the California Governor Gavin Newsom defeated the Republican candidate in a recall election. That recall election had two questions. First question is, should Gavin Newsom be recalled from office? 36% said no, and 36% said yes. So if the majority of voters decided to recall him, who would they want to replace him? So in first place for that was Larry Elder with 46%, and second place was far behind him was Kevin Paffanath. Newsom made a comment saying that we said yes to science and we said yes to the vaccine. We said yes to attempting to end the pandemic. His competition, Larry Elder, accepted defeat, saying that we maybe lost this battle, but we will win the war. California people said that recall could have did cost the state around $53 million. The South Korean military said that the North Korean military fired off 2 ballistic missiles into the water today. That's in addition to 2 other projectiles from last weekend from there as well. The military is aware of those projectiles and is discussing with their allies on how to prepare for this. AP News said that Korea is now developing submarines to fire up ballistic missiles from there. South Korea recently announced successful rocket launches, meaning that North and South Korea are now firing off ballistics at the same time, but they are not aimed at each other, they are aimed outwards. This is causing some concern with neighboring countries. Norm Macdonald, who is a popular comedian and a former Saturday Night Live cast, died yesterday at the age of 61. He had a long struggle with cancer, and many people many people did not know he had cancer, as he kept it a secret and only told his close friends. His friends say that he never wanted to be labeled as a cancer patient and didn't want anyone to look at him differently, so that's why he only told a select few people. He passed away in Quebec City in Canada, and one of his most popular jokes was called the moth joke. To summarize, Norm made a joke about a moth going into a podiatrist's office. And he explained, and this moth was telling him and all of his troubles in his life, all his work, his family, and all the hardships that he had. And this foot doctor said, "Wow, that's a lot. Maybe you should go see a psychiatrist. Why did you come to me, a foot doctor?" And the moth said, "Well, it's because the light was on." Another joke from Norm that people remember fondly is he had a discussion with cancer, or he was talking about cancer, and he said, if I die, from cancer, cancer dies at the same time. So that doesn't mean cancer wins. It's a tie. Hey, Learning Center. Here are two updates from Afghanistan. CNN said that there are hundreds of Afghani people that are protesting against the Taliban. There are 2,500 people that are trying to leave, and the homes in the area are being demolished. There's an article that said that there are a few women protesters who are going and waving the red, white, and green national Afghanistan flag, and the Taliban has started a fight to try and get rid of those flags. The second update from a CNN article stated that the U.S. dropped some bombs and that seemed to kill one suspected person, one suspected ISIS member. And at the Kabul airport, it killed 13 people in the military. That investigation said it's possible that the man that was killed in the drone strike in retaliation was an aid worker. He was an accidental casualty when that bomb dropped, and when he was going home, he had children on the street, and altogether there were 10 people that died. 3 Afghani civilians said that they could have qualified to receive visas to get into the U.S. And there were also 7 children that were under the age of 15. One of the family members of the children who died said that the UN should investigate that drone strike, and it's possible to indict the U.S. for war crimes. In the book titled Peril, they explained that the U.S. military leader Mark Merrill said that he was concerned with former President Donald Trump and his behavior after the election loss. So he went ahead and reached out to China to let them know the American government will stabilize and to please not worry. And if there are any missiles being fired off, Milley will let them know in advance. Former President Donald Trump made comments in an interview on Tuesday saying that he doubted that was possible, but if that's true, that's treason. And that the actions should be taken against that general. Milley said that, yeah, it's confirmed he did go ahead and reach out to the Chinese government to inform them, just so that there were no surprise rocket attacks or anything like that. And he just wanted to make sure that there was no surprises with Trump on his last day of his presidency. There's been some discussion about Milley if he overreached his authority and went behind the back of Trump. State Senator Marco Rubio said that President Joe Biden should fire Milley, and that Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky said that Milley should be investigated and go to military court for treason. Today, the White House said that they have enough support and confidence in Milley and his leadership, and they think he has a commitment to the Constitution. There were 4 people that were sworn in to the related to former Dr. Larry Nassar, who's now in prison for up to 175 years for different sex crimes. The 4 gymnast names were Michaela Rosny, Amanda Biles. I missed the last two. The FBI stated that they do not support the sex crimes that took place, and they are happy that Nassar is locked up. The FBI leader, his name is Chris Wray, expressed his sorrow while in court, saying that he apologizes to the gymnasts and the people involved, as the people in the FBI had their own chance to stop this practice that he was doing. However, they failed to do so. He said that the FBI has already fired one of their agents who failed to properly investigate that incident. Tonight and Wednesday night, there are 4 civilians who will be going up on a SpaceX rocket. They will go around the Earth for 3 days. The leader of that group, his name is Jared Jackaman, and he himself is a billionaire CEO of a company named, I missed the company. The other 3, one of them is a doctor, one of them is a aerospace designer, and the last one is a pilot and you're a scientist. The goal of the SpaceX rocket is to raise $200 million to help children with cancer. They said that in this rocket there's not going to be a lot of human involvement needed, and that this rocket will make history as the first full crew of non-professional astronauts to go into space. That's all the news for today. I'll be bringing you more news later on in the week. Thank you for watching, and stay with the light.